And that's the reason why I'll never forget it, because it's just the question that you asked made me answer it, and that answer gave me clarity, peace, and exhilaration at the same time for dessert. You know?
Right, right.
Yeah, and it was, and I've never forgotten that, because I've used that sort of thing from today. It's like same thing and you control what's happening. If you can't control it, why hold on to it? You know,
Right.
and that split, that conversation I've held on to it for 18 years.
We lost.
Mom, why? Why? We're sinking!
Like, he didn't know how to rope. He said he knew from the Nintendo, so he kept getting it wrong, and he didn't know left and right. So, like, we were going around in circles and stuff, and then he was waving it on me. And the worst thing was, I've ruined my hair, and it took me like an hour to tong it and stuff.
Right, you keep splashing in my eyes.
My hair!
Oh, my eyes!
My hair!
I knew I picked the wrong one.
Oh, thanks, bitch!
I hate the sea. It's too salty and wet. I quite embarrassed myself, really and truly. It was an embarrassing experience. Yeah, push us, please. Thank you.
Oh.
To be honest, it was terrible. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared. We did it. We smacked it. Yeah.
Alicia and Leo, you are a newly formed couple. In turn, you must each climb this coconut till you retrieve a coconut.
I was absolutely petrified. I've never climbed anything in my life, apart from my bunk beds. You were absolutely taking liberties.
No.
And the thing is, like, I'm proper scared of heights, bro.
You're scared of anything.
We had, like, some, like, guide climbed the tree with, like, no harness or nothing. Just climbed it, plucked a coconut and came down. You can tell this guy, like, spent his entire life climbing trees.
Do it.
And they're expecting us to do that. I'm a gentleman. You know, my mum brought me up well. She said, you know, treat women with respect. You know, so I thought that, you know, let Alicia go first. Go on, sweetheart. Come on, you can do it.
I can't. Oh, no, this is embarrassing.
Come on now.
I can't even get my foot off it.
You can do it, you can do it. Yeah. To be honest, yeah, when you look at Alicia, you don't really think, yeah, that she can do much. And, like, it's really a bad thing to say, but I thought she was going to flop it. Wrap your arms around it, like, hug it. Hug it. Hug it, hug it, hug the tree.
Okay, no.
Come on, man, don't put yourself to shame, man. We got to show them girls that, you know, you're not a wimp. That's it, come on now.
Don't make me laugh. Shut up.
Well, she was screaming. She was proper screaming. It was the funniest thing ever. And, like, she was making, like, proper porno noises.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Well, come on. We're nearly there. That's it.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
That's a good view from where I'm from. She's kept on it. She's stuck on it. And, like, she's absolutely amazing. All right, now, you have to, like, grab a coconut and twist it.
Oh, my God! I got a coconut! I'm really shocked and proud of myself. I feel really happy today because I climbed a coconut tree.
Tell my mum I love her, yeah? Oh, my God!
Go on! Be a man!
Oh!
I was probably more petrified, but he was, like, more manly about it.
I can't do any more!
Yes, you can! You're halfway there!
Oh!
You're halfway there! Sort of.
I didn't even want to look down. It was that bad. I was proper scared, but, you know, I had to make sure that I didn't come off like some wimp.
Why, Mama, no?
I can't reach!
Oh! Well done!
Oh, my God!
Get your coconut, babe. Your
I'm
arse
ruined.
looks good up there, though.
Yeah, my arse looked good,
You
didn't
look
it?
really good.
Was it tight?
Nice and pert.
It was firm, isn't it? That is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
How are you? It's so great to see you.
That was so funny when you sent me that thing, that video. You know, I've not watched Love Island. I've never watched it.
Oh my gosh. I hadn't watched it either. I just happened to be able to dig that up online, which wasn't easy because almost everything they want to send you to are the newer Love Islands or the ones in the United States. So
Right. I mean, they've sent me the DVDs. I have quite a few DVDs,
I bet you do.
but I've never, but I've not I don't have a DVD player, and I've not. Oh, do I have I have a DVD player. I actually have a DVD.
Can you
But,
still have those DVDs? I'm impressed.
I have no, they sent it to me. No, well, I got it sent probably about 10 years after it aired, maybe.
No way.
Yeah, because I didn't think, well, you know, technology changes. And I think I remember I called up ITV and I said, listen, do you have Love Island this year? And they go, we need to go to the archives. And then they sent it to me randomly about several months later. And I was like, oh, wow. But then I never had a DVD player, so I never got to watch it. So the DVDs are there somewhere.
Ah, well, I'm in there. You know that?
Yeah.
I was live.
So I never watched it. I never watched it at all.
Oh, I'm glad you got to see that. You're hilarious. Oh my gosh. I can't believe they kicked you off the island ever. Like you should have just been the king of the castle at the end. You're the funniest person. Seriously.
Serious. They know how to edit well.
I just loved it so much. I watched it a few times because I had to get all the clips, then I had to go into InVideo and put them all together. Right. But I mean, that's especially the stuff of you in front of the fish tank.
I really loved that bit. That was my moment of that was like my stand-up moment. It was just the fun and the laughs and the banter that I was having with the guy, because they kept calling me in there. I was like, oh, another one. But I really enjoyed like having those discussions and cracking jokes.
Well, it was funny for me to see it from what they do. So what they did is, mind you, this was done in the winter time. So it was shit weather the whole time, right? And so what they do is they have these fake shots where the opening shot is looking up at the sky and it's blue sky with little puffy clouds. And then we get to reality, which is just socked in, fur.
Yeah.
Funny.
I had a great time. I had a great experience.
I'm so glad.
It was just a fun holiday.
I'd love to. I was trying to find you popping out of the cake, but that wasn't online.
I'm going to see if I have that.
You should get that. It was really good. And there was something else that was really funny. Oh, anyhow. But okay. So I thought one thing that'd be kind of fun is just to chat about how we first met. And if you remember, I mean, I kind of remember, but I don't know why we met or how we met exactly. I just know I was there and I don't know why I met you. Do you remember anything about how come we met?
I think it probably must have been obviously after I got kicked out, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously we get to stay on the island, and they wanted me to shoot a lot of they had like they called it the After Sun show or something. It was like the sister show of the main show. And so they wanted me to shoot some skits and sketches for the after show. It's called After Sun, I believe. And so they kept me on the island there. And so during the day, I was just going around with the camera crew, filming cutaways and doing comedy sketches for the main show. And I don't know where we met, but I think it's probably, I remember.
Well, we were at your hotel. I think we met at your hotel. I don't know why or how we met.
What, were you staying at the same hotel? Maybe.
No. Oh. I don't know why I was there. I can't remember at all how I ended up meeting you.
I know we just started talking and we just clicked. We just started having a conversation about things. That was it. That's what I remember. And I was like, oh, cool. Well, Heather's here. Let's have a chat.
Well, it was really fun. It's because you didn't know who I was at all because you'd never seen me. And
No.
so when I told you what I did, that I was doing astrology, and I told you, and interestingly enough, I told you about Alicia, and that you two had the same birthday, and that you would have been like peas in a pod. And you were like, oh my gosh, that's true, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Because
so when I saw those clips, I was like, you guys, you had something go. I mean, maybe it wasn't romantic, but definitely there was a connection there. You could just tell this quick friendship.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing about Alicia is like I actually loved her because she was such a sweet girl, right? And it wasn't romantic or anything like that at all. But she had this innocence about her. Like it was like a helpless girl, whether she was putting it on or no, but she was very vulnerable. I can sense that about her. Very vulnerable. And she was just like a little sister that I just felt like I need to protect her or something and look after her from all the bad people that were coming to get her, because I can just see a vulnerable girl, That's kind of how I saw her.
Yeah.
And I felt sorry for her, and I just, she was in this middle of the thing, and and I just really felt sorry for her, but I had love for her.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in a romantic way at all. It was just more of a protective, that's my girl, no one trusts her. Yeah. And I felt like we had the same sort of sense of humor.
Yeah, you did. It was cute. And you know what? I'm going to send you the other part of the video. I just did a cut, so it was like a minute. But there's some cute parts with her in it. She was, I have to give her full credit for climbing that coconut tree, man.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's A1.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing I think we talked about was, I don't know if you remember this, but there was this part where, okay, what was this guy's name? I wish I could think. Okay, anyhow, there's a couple that I did one of my shows. So the 5th show I did was one where I said, look, the astrology on these two people, if they come together, they're going to be like the chemistry lab went off, it blew up, because they'll be, and they without telling me, ITV put me on live with this guy who was he was a clinical psychologist. Okay. And so he was on the year before, and then he was still on in this year, and I'm doing the astrology thing, and he's going, oh, no, you got it wrong. These two, no way. And guess what happened? The next day, they did one of those competitions, where the girls compete with the girls, guys compete with guys. Maybe the two losers they put these two together, and they were exactly what I said. They were like, so chemistry,
Yeah.
So you know what they did? Do you know what happened after that?
No.
So I was right. And I was so excited to get to come on the next week and go, okay, people, I was right. And you know what they did? They took me off the show. What? They took me off the show. They said, oh, we're too busy. We can't fit you in. But it was every week at the same time that they would do this 30-minute thing, right? 30 minutes out of the whole week.
Right.
What they didn't want to deal with was the fact that he was a clinical psychologist in Fiji, and I was an astrologist, and I was right, and he was completely 100% wrong,
Right. Oh,
so I was there and then they couldn't officially get rid of me because that would have gone against the contract. But by saying, oh, too bad. So they did that 2 weeks in a row to make sure I could never, and I'm paying to stay at the hotel the whole time.
You were, what?
Yeah. I had to pay for myself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I had to really work on myself after that one. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
it's okay. You met Leo. It doesn't matter. Leo's going to be your friend for a long time. And we've logged in 18 years of being friends, Leo.
Believe that. Wow.
We're joined by Madame l'Astrologette, l'astrologien, I think, Helen McCauley, and Paul Donan, and only Dr. Robin Taylor as well. Brilliant. Welcome, all of you.
Welcome. I want all your input on the subject of these people. Heather, yes. I want to, we're concentrating on Chris today. Tell us about his personality type.
Well, I'd like to start by saying that his birthday is 11/11, so that when people watch and they go, I'm an 11/11, they can know what it means. He is a 9 of clubs. It's called the sexy 9 of clubs. It is very romantic and charming, and he also has an aspect called the King of Hearts, which you are, and you have an aspect of the King of Hearts. And this is sort of it can be the playboy of the deck. It can be very from the heart, and also a strong sense of justice with the kings.
Really? We like justice, don't we, Paulie?
Yes, of course. It's like justice.
We've got a little clip of him interacting with Sophie, so let's just take a little look at it.
You're a pretty good kisser.
Yeah, it's a hot person.
Now, how would you define her personality, and are they a good match?
No, they're not.
And, they're not.
Well done.
No, her personality, she's a 5 of diamonds, and in fact, they can be very charming and witty, but let me just give you a little thing here. Love is a mental game for them. They can tend to be very devious about love. So this is definitely a game. I mean, where she has kind of worked it out and gone, and you used to be my boyfriend. I think this could work out just great. But they tend to lose track of their own feelings because they analyze things in their minds. Okay. And the other thing that I can tell you that won't work between them is the very first connection that they have. And I want to just tell you, first of all, her birthday is 5/14. And their very first connection is one where Chris would feel that she is challenging and unreachable. But it is also a connection where she would tend to give to him in the way, like where you would connect someone with somebody, like business connections. Okay. So I can see the attraction, but for the most part, there's that being the first connection would make it really hard.
Robin, are you seeing the same sort of things, given the two different worlds that you inhabit, but are you seeing the same things with those guys?
I certainly see that, I mean, they tried to have a relationship before, and if there was any chance of rekindling it, 10 years is a long time to figure out.
Isn't it?
So fair point, well, man, Dr. Robin.
And what's the word from the man on the inside?
Yes, what do we make of it?
Right, we make it's a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
We make that she wants to stay in the house with him for another 2.5 weeks, which means I'm clearly going to win with you, Chris. I'm clearly going to sell my thing to OK when I come out with you, and then dump you, Chris.
OK, now we're going to chat now about Chris and Colleen, but before we do that, here's a little clip of them.
OK.
Who would you least like to be stranded on a desert island with?
You know what? This might sound weird, but Colleen, for me.
Maybe you can look at her.
You know, it's great. In my mind, she's sex.
You see, I think Chris likes Colleen.
I know they do.
What, astrologically, how does it all work?
Well, she has a secondary aspect to her. Now, let me tell you her birthday. Her birthday is April 14th, and her secondary aspect is the 9 of clubs. So it's that same, and they are called the most gifted lovers in the deck. I mean,
I think
hello. I love that, gifted. I mean, and the King of Hearts, by the way, has their own thing, but we'll get into that another time.
So what's your prediction for their based on
it's kind of like this. They have just smoke and chemistry, but they would set the lab on fire.
Really?
Yeah, but too much. Like kind of.
Why is he holding back then?
Well, it's that. Well, part of it's that, and part of it is that that justice thing. He had this protective thing around Lee, and he literally has a connection with Lee that would cause him to want to protect him, and that kind of slowed down the whole thing right off the bat. But if you throw those two in the love shack, hello.
Exactly, that's all they need, a bit of love shack. That's all they need. That's all they need. And also, Sophie's taken over by saying, Chris, you're mine, you're not going anywhere else. Chris feels like he can't do anything.
Yeah. RT, what's your take on Chris and Colleen?
I'd say they'd be interested in each other, and they've certainly expressed interest in each other. But I would say not romantically, actually.
Really? Why do you say that, Dr. Robin Taylor?
I reckon that Colleen is interesting. I mean, who wouldn't be interested in these icons, a Playboy bunny, in the same way that you might be interested in
some famous bloke's son.
Or Neil Armstrong, an astronaut, or, someone who broke a world record. I think it's that kind of interest. That doesn't mean to say that it's not eye-candy.
Do you not see a sexual spark there?
I think it would just be eye candy and nice for the initial part, and then there wouldn't be anything significant after
Chris
that.
finds her very sexual. I don't know if she totally finds him very sexual. She'd probably give it a good go, though.
But this is quite interesting, isn't it? Because we'll be able to see it play out, and we can see which one of you had the better take on them.
Well, and you know, what I'm saying is that the chemistry's there. It's just whether, you know, you could still go, no, I'm not going to go there. Because there's definitely a hot, you know, the hot stove kind of thing, like going, oh, I kind of know what you're about. And they're old enough to know that, but if they were a lot younger, you know, and they didn't have that
And she wasn't so scared of Sophie, because Paul...
She's scared of Sophie.
She is, isn't she? You can see that. Could you feel that in the resort?
We all are, seriously.
But from a safety point of view, you don't want to get your willy anywhere near a hot stove. I just want to say that.
That is mad. I know these TV people, they're ruthless. They're just cold.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they're ruthless, you know. But yeah, I mean, I remember us having a good time, great discussion. I remember when I remember vividly we were in a car once. I must have said this to you before, and I had a call from my manager back in London. He was saying to me that that they've got a gig for me. There's got a show for me in the UK, and they wanted me to fly back and do this show, but I didn't want to go back. I wanted to stay and continue doing my, you know, skits and stuff, because it was so much fun on the island. And my agent was like, well, you know, they're going to be paying you X amount of money. It's good to come down, and you don't want to let them down. So I was really stressed out. I was caught between two decisions. I was like, should I go? But I want to stay. Should I, if I go back, at least I'll do the gig. I won't let these people down because I'm coming to do the gig. I won't let my manager down. So I was stressing about it. And I remember sitting in the car with you, and I said, look, I'm really stressed about this situation. I don't know whether I should stay or whether I should go. And I'm really stressed. And you just said to me, what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to stay. And you said, okay, well, what will happen if you don't do the gig? If you don't go to London, would anyone die? I said, no one's going to die. He said, would your manager get rid of this? No. So would the people be upset? A little bit, but, you know. And he goes, okay, well, then don't go. And then it was like, yeah, okay, I won't go. And I remember it so clearly because I had a feeling of anxiety. My anxiety was here. And then when you said, well, don't go, it made so much sense that my anxiety just instantly dropped. It was like, didn't exist anymore. Because of that switch of whether it's consciousness or observation or reality switch, it was like, okay, well, I have the power to make the decision. I'm not going to go, and I'm not going to go, and no one's going to die, and it's going to be fine. And literally, I just felt fantastic. I felt, it didn't even go down. It went down, and I felt fantastic. I felt great. So it went like that. And that's the reason why I'll never forget it, because it's just the question that you asked made me answer it. And that answer gave me clarity, peace, and exhilaration at the same time for dessert, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And I've never forgotten that, because I've used that sort of thing from today. It's like, same thing and you control what's happening. If you can't control it, why hold on to it, you know? And that conversation is I've held on to it for 18 years.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And you know what? I remember that. I mean, I don't remember the details that you remember,
right.
But I remember being in the car and talking about this.
Yeah.
And what I love the most about you, Leo, and why we've been friends for so long is you are so quick to get it. You know, I work with clients who will work me on these things. And you're like, oh, I got it. Okay. Yeah. I remember something even better happened because you stayed. Do you remember what it was? When you decided to stay, something better happened.
Yeah. Well, a lot of things better happened. I mean, I stayed, and my manager called me. And when I said to my manager, listen, I'm not coming, he was like, all right then. I was like, because I was expecting him to try and talk me out of it. Like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, okay. And then the following week or following day or something, he called back and goes, okay, anyway, we've rescheduled it, so we'll do it when you get back. Blah, and it's like, you know, they're going to pay extra money for your travel. And I was like, oh, wow, you know? So it's kind of like even more of a win-win situation. Yeah. So I got to do the gig in the end on my terms. I got to stay and do all the show stuff on my terms. And it was just fantastic. You know, it was great. And it's so amazing because it's like what you said in your teachings before, when you realize that the situation is kind of like a game, you know, and you fundamentally have the power to create situations. And sometimes it's good to just come out of your own head and just let the powers that be, the universe or whatever it is, bring the best scenario for you.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you see it play out.
It is. And it happens, it happens it's such an amazing thing when that happens, because first of all, you know, you'll have a plan or something going on like you did. And when you just shift and you let go, notice there was this release where you stop worrying about it. And what gets delivered is always way beyond what you think of. Like, you may sit there and try to think of the best way it's going to work out. If you let it go, a far better way comes about that is way beyond what you even thought of, right?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, absolutely. And the great thing about that whole concept is I can tell you so many stories based on that whole thing, where now it's actually become a joke, whereas actually friends are actually noticing it. And I've had this friend of mine, well, still a good friend of mine, and he's always said to me, what magic cream do you rub, Leo? Like, let me have a tub of your magic cream. And so we have this running joke where he goes, are you selling the cream? Because since he's been around, he's seen the magic happen, like this, things that out of the blue, like it must be a miracle. And it happens all the time. And it got to a point now where I even tell friends, listen, when you hang around me, you're going to be seeing things. And they've all started being, yeah, whatever. But then when it happens, they're like, oh my God. Like, you know, I can call up, you see the guy that I was speaking to on the phone just when I just locked off the phone? Similar thing, like I've known him for about 6-7 years now, probably longer. And I even said the same thing to him, and he experienced the magic because I said to him, it happened so much time to me that I say it, look, you're going to experience things around me. I'm not going to say it in an arrogant way, but I'm just saying, look, everyone has this power, but you're going to experience it. I want to show you that you can have it, but you just have to believe and let go and stop being, you know, too, you know, caught up in the moment of stress and just let go, especially when it comes to money. And I've got many stories for that. So maybe we could talk about that when you have more time.
Absolutely.
Gotta take a little time, a little time to think things over. I better read between the lines, in case I need it when I'm older. Oh, in my life, there's been hard